Victoria's a unique basket case, and so I really want to see a change in 2026.
26, yeah.
Yeah, in November next year. And I don't have much faith in the Libs. We do need the Libs to do well.
Yeah.
But I guess the hope is the balance of power in the upper house with the minor parties, which is possible.
Yeah. Well, but all the decisions are really made at the lower house, aren't they? You need that leadership at the lower house. I call it the triple, Victoria lost its AAA. It had a AAA rating for quite some time. Dan Andrews came in, destroyed that. I think it's a AA or AA plus, Rami, I'm not sure. But we still have a AAA rating. We still have the legacy of Andrews, Allan, and Albanese. We have a AAA, and they're a disaster. They're a disaster for Victoria. And yet...
Sorry, I was going to say, what do you think about the rating system? I mean, what does that say about the rating system?
Well, the rating system to keep us at a AA plus is, I'm not too sure. Maybe they don't know the full figures like the rest of Victoria don't know.
Yeah.
And only when there's going to be a change of government will, it's obvious a change of government, they'll say, it's worse than what we thought. And it probably will be. Because nearly everything that Labor's done on big projects, and this goes back just in my time, prior to me coming in 2010, major projects, whether that be things like technology, things like Health Smart, or like MyKey, which is our what's your transport system up here?
Opal card, yeah.
All over budget in time and money. Everything. The desal plant, on a false premise that it was never going to rain again. One of the Labor people in Parliament said, it's never going to rain again. I mean...
Conspiracy hat. Get this give him a tinfoil hat for Christmas.
It was a female.
Him.
Oh my gosh. Well, it wouldn't matter. The males were probably saying the same things, but that one stood out to me. I thought, that is incredible.
Yeah.
And even and that was Melbourne Water users pay for that.
Yes.
Even though water's not being used, it's in there, built into their bill. Every bill they get.
Let's talk about the governance there and the public service. I mean, the idea that Jeff Kennett was able to stare down the public service and say, well, look, I'm making these cuts. I really don't care that there's this many people that are marching on me because today 4 million Melbourners, I think he said, are at work.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they're not protesting. Yeah.
Where is that strength?
Well, the strength is in the opposite way. So Andrews and Allan have no problem spending that money. They've got a strength in spending the money.
It's great, very noble of them.
Very. But there's no strength on cutbacks. But you did see the cutbacks during lockdown. They cut down small businesses. They cut down school children. Yeah. But they never cut down their union mates.
Yeah.
Or other essential workers. That word essential, do you remember that coming? Non-essential workers and essential workers?
Yeah, the sex workers were essential. Absolutely.
Churches weren't necessary, but you could have the bottle shops open. Incredible. Sporting clubs closed, bottle shops open. Where does that...
Yeah.
Small restaurants weren't around to open, but Maggie's and, big food chains were able to open. Supermarkets were able to open, but mum and dad's, corner shops weren't able to.
Can you tell me how you social distance with a hooker?
I never did.
What, you never social distanced?
I was gonna say with the I've lost my train of thought now. Right, Rami. No, I was gonna say
just to clarify, I've never been to one of these.
Of course,
we
never question the bishop. He does some filming for the.
I'm
bishop.
glad you clarified that.
I was gonna say the bishop would have pulled his ear if that happened.
Yes.
No, I was gonna say when they said flatten the curve, it was like flatten the economy. And the worst thing with regards to that is Victoria really did cop it. They were shutting down things where there were not even cases registered.
Yeah, correct.
I mean, in New South Wales, when they closed construction down, there actually wasn't one registered case at a New South Wales construction site. And when Gladys came out and announced that, it's like, it was almost like she'd seen a ghost or been threatened. Yeah. It was like that she understood that she was between a rock and a hard place. I've got to announce a lockdown, but I'm going up against some of the biggest supporters of the Liberals, the property developers.
Yeah.
And so, no, I look at that, and going back to the public service, in America we're seeing the Department of Government Efficiency, Elon Musk cutting hundreds of billions of dollars out of the waste of USAID and other government departments, completely axed the Department of Education. And what do you expect to be the pushback from trying to go after some of these similar sort of wastage elements in Australia from the public service?
Well, in Victoria, I think we have the largest. I think it's even larger than New South Wales. I'm not 100% certain.
I believe so.
Yeah.
We're almost comparable, right, in terms of economic size.
But our debt's way more.
Of course. Yeah. It's more than the other states combined. I think all states combined or something.
Yeah, a number of states, yeah. Three different states combined. It's probably more now. But when I've been asked that question before, because I'm accounting background. And not only do you look at revenue raising, which is fine, but you look at cost cutting and wastage. And when I was asked with regards to that, I said, look, what I would look at doing just straight away is go across all three levels of government and cut just 10%. Cut 10% of waste, whether that's in the Department of Transport, whether that's in council, wherever that wastage is happening, start looking at 10%. Get your procurement better as well. I mean, one thing in the book we talked about hand sanitizer was getting purchased at $24 or so by some hospitals, where they could get it for $5 somewhere else,
or $2 from China directly.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. Is there a possibility to have some sort of group of people that do the negotiations from both sides, or
got to be elected, mate? Got to be elected individuals. I was going to say 10% cut that's roughly the One Nation policy. So One Nation.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, we've had a couple of the Senate. You'll love this as an accountant. So they've earmarked $93 billion in the federal budget just to go after. They know what they're going to cut on day one. Yeah. What's the federal budget? 1.4 trillion or billion? Sorry.
Jesus Christ.
No, trillion. Yeah.
It has to be trillion.
Sorry, it's not billion.
Solar alone is 800 billion.
Mate, they give 1 billion to Ukraine or something crazy, and then they're just no. So no, it's about 1.4 trillion. It's about the same size as the Russian economy, I think, or something like Texas. It's the size of the Texas economy, Australia's economy. It's pretty good. I mean, we're 25.
That's amazing.
We're 25 million people. Texas is more people.
How are we in debt?
Oh, don't get me started. We're $1 trillion and $1 trillion.
It's that credit card, Rami, we were talking about.
Yeah. Federal debt.
Let's go spend.
Federal debt. That's federal debt. Just trillion. We're on track for, but in the...
We're crippling ourselves.
But in the state, what's the state debt of just Victoria? Was it 300, 400?
No, it was... When at the time I wrote this, it was 168 billion, up from 22 from 2014.
Right.
So that's 6-7 times more in a period of 10 years.
Right.
22 billion to 168. That's incredible.
Wow.
It's over that now.
Right.
How much do you pay in interest per day on our national debt?
National debt, don't know.
It's the largest growing item, though. It's the largest growing item. I think in the US, fun fact about the US national debt, the interest payments is going to be larger than the US military budget or something on their debt. Something crazy like that.
Incredible.
Just not even dealing with the principal. Something crazy like that.
Jesus.
I mean, you could have done some smarter things. I mean, if that debt was never going to stay at 22 billion, but let's just go back to 2014, 22 billion. Our payroll tax was around about 7 billion income. We're paying more than that. We're way more than that now just on the interest that Dan Andrews has accrued. We could have dumped payroll tax, freed up businesses to not worry about that. I don't even know. I'm an accountant. I don't even know why payroll tax was set up.
Me neither. It's double, triple taxing a
it's just
person
ridiculous.
and a
I mean,
business.
what's luxury car tax now?
Yeah.
Why do we get luxury car tax? It was supposed to be to protect the car industry based on the Holden Statesman. Well, we don't produce cars now, so why have we got a luxury car tax? It's just stayed.
Luxury cars you can't even speed on.
Was this last Statesman 2010? Was that the last sort of year of the?
Don't know.
I loved that car. I was I can't wait to drive the next one. And they're like, oh no, we're not driving any. They didn't make any more of them.
I think John Howard still drives one of them.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Of course he would.
A black one.
Well, if you like it.
My grandparents. Yeah.
That's good.
It's a good car.